event coordinators, fellow rabbis, ladies and gentlemen. About 3 weeks ago on Yom Yerushalayim, one of the senior members of my congregation, a gentleman well into his 90s, came over to me and said, "Rabbi, I remember in 1968, when the Israeli army first announced that we had recaptured Yerushalayim, the old city, that we were now once again in possession of the Kotel HaMa'aravi. I remember the unity that permeated around the world, the likes of which I've never seen since." I said to him, quite honestly, in 1968, I was busy preparing my bar mitzvah parsha, but I do remember, unfortunately, in the year 2014, when 3 boys, Eyal, Gilad, and Naftali, were taken captive. And for 18 days, we did not know the total whereabouts of these children. I do know that at that period of time, every Jew in the world that had a heart was feeling for them. Every Jew that had a tongue was praying for them. And every Jew that had an eye was shedding a tear for them, waiting for some sort of a result. And unfortunately, the result was not what we wished for, but the unity that we accomplished at that time and what we all pulled together was amazing. The big difference between these two events, unfortunately, is that 1968 was what I will call Achdut or Achdus, from Ahava, from love, versus 2014, which brought us together in unity and Achdus from Yira, from fear, from awe. Another gentleman in my congregation came over to me at a different time and said, "Rabbi, you constantly preach unity. Tell me something. Whose unity, yours or mine?" I said, "You so don't understand what unity is about. Unity has nothing to do with my being like you or with you being like me. Unity is about tolerance. Unity is about acceptance. Unity is about the fact that you can recognize that I have free will and I have a right to operate the way I want, and if you respect that, I in return, and even if you don't respect it, I will respect your free will and your right to exist, and never shall we force our opinions and our beliefs upon someone else unsolicited." I have to tell you that when you come in contact with somebody who believes and sees things differently than you do, what should go through your mind, the mantra should be, respect them, don't reject them. And I can prove to you from the Bible and from the first chapter in the Torah that God wants this type of unity. If you take a look at the first day of creation, God created day and light, darkness and light. And it says, "Vayhi erev vayhi boker yom echad." There was day and there was night, one day. On the second day of creation, it says, Yom Sheni, the second day, and the third day, and the fourth day. Grammar would dictate that on the first day of creation, it should say the first day. But it doesn't say Yom Rishon. It doesn't say the first day. It says Yom Echad, one day. Why? I'd like to suggest that Yom Echad is because the word Echad is the root of the word Achdut, the root of the word Achdus, unity. God is saying, on today I created 2 diametrically opposed concepts, light and darkness. And they are as different, realistically, as day and night. And yet, day and night must come together in order to be able to form a day. Because if we're not going to get past day echad, Yom Echad, the first day, knowing that 2 opposites must learn how to get along with each other, there will be no second day. And therefore it says, Yom Echad, not Yom Rishon, Yom Echad, a day of unity. If darkness and lightness can come together, if day and night can come together, if Shemayim, which is made up of fire and water, can come together, surely we can come together. All the people in this room coming together, and the 1.2 million people that Josh mentioned, coming together around the world to recognize this day of unity, is our way of showing God that we want Achdus me'ahava. We want Achdus from love. Out of our choice, out of our desire, we are going to come together. And if we do that correctly, we will be meritorious that God will never again have a need to show us Achdus from fear, Achdus from pain. We should only see it always from love. Am Yisrael Chai, Rabbi say, when you see somebody not like you, respect them, don't reject them.